What were your thoughts on yesterday's matches and how you think they went?
They went alright. Definitely could have been better. I try to just let the matches flow. Like I don't really strategize like I used to. Like I think when I was the purple brown belt, I thought a lot about the matches before I fought, and and I feel like now I'm learning to, after I got my black belt, I've been learning to be more open, so I'm more comfortable with wherever the game takes place. Like if my opponent wants to pull guard, he pulls guard. If he wants to do takedowns, I'll stand with him, and if I'm not comfortable, then I'll pull guard. But I felt like I had a good performance. I'm just improving on my game. I'm not improving on my strategy anymore. I'm improving on everything that is jiu-jitsu. So anytime, because my goal, I got third place yesterday. My goal is to win. My goal is to win the world championships. But I realize that in the longer term, it's much better to work on a real game than to work on a strategy, because to beat the best guys in the world, you have to be good everywhere. That's just how it is. And so I'm trying to get to a level where I'm comfortable beating everybody anywhere the match takes place. And talking about that, a lot of times you can lose playing like that because it's a dangerous game. You're letting your opponent kind of play their game, so you end up falling into their game. So then you're behind. And that's what kind of happened to me yesterday. I fell into my opponent's half guard in the semifinal match. He swept me, I swept him back, and then he swept me in the last 2 minutes, and then I couldn't sweep him back. I was pretty active the whole match. I felt I did a really good job. It was just, he got two really good moves, and he was able to hit them on me. But for me, that's a valuable lesson. Now I know what I need to improve on, what I could have done better. Well, if I was strategizing, I could have just pulled guard and got on top and beat him. But I feel like there's something to be said about trying to work on your game as a whole than just strategizing. And my eventual goal is to be comfortable anywhere the matches.
How did you think some of your teammates performed yesterday?
Oh man, my teammates always perform really well. I can never. I never doubt their performances. They always go there and they go for it, win or lose. They're always going for the kill. Dylan's a monster. You know what I mean? He's always he's looking for an arm, looking for a neck, looking for a foot. He's always hunting for submissions. I remember watching Dylan compete yesterday, and he was down 2 points. 9 minutes left in the match, and I felt very comfortable because I just had a feeling that he was going to tap the guy. And I was like, oh, it's okay. He's losing by 2 points, but he's going to tap this guy. And then within the next 30 or 45 seconds, he tapped the dude with a toe hold, which I was just like very, very impressed by. And then Marcos, who's another killer, you know what I mean? And he's just, he's just impossible to deal with in the gi. So I feel really bad for his opponents. And then Gianni, everybody knows Gianni, so he's another. He won the gold in my division. He beat the guy I lost to, so which was really impressive as well, because the guy I lost to is really a tough guy. So I guess they all did more than what you expect from them. So they all did great. They all got gold, and then we closed out the division. So it was a good day. Pan Ams was a very important lesson because I lost a referee's decision, my last couple of matches that I've been actually I think all my matches I'm black belt mostly, which has been very close, like advantages or 2 points or something like that. But the one at Pan Ams was very important because I personally felt like I won that match, and the reason that I'm saying that is because I started to dominate that match at the end, where as far as position goes, I ended up in a more dominant position than my opponent did. But he ended up winning the match. It is what it is. It's a referee's decision. But the reason I was end up in dominant positions is because I was down an advantage. So I had to catch up. So I started really working really hard. And next thing you know, I'm on his back and the match finishes, right? So that made me realize, if I worked that hard from the first minute, instead of waiting, to a point where I'm down an advantage, the match could have been completely different in the first 5 minutes. I could have finished that match with a submission, instead of waiting until the last 2 minutes to go crazy, So it was very important because I kind of learned how to just kind of let myself go, be free, just go crazy instead of just being instead of feeling tight, feeling like, oh, I don't want to move because this guy's gonna get me, which was one of my fears. So I think that was the most important lesson I took from Pan Am's, is just actually go out there and fight freely. And I'm going to compete at a couple more IBJJF tournaments before the Worlds. I plan on going to San Antonio, and I plan on competing at the Vegas Open. Then I'm competing at the Worlds, and my goal is to get gold. You know what I mean? My goal is to be in first place, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick to my way until I get there. You know, like to be honest with you, I don't feel like I haven't been that successful in this past year as I have been in my, my career before that. And I just think it's because I'm kind of, kind of free, like, just going out there and being free. And I feel like it's a tougher road to take, But I think in the long run it's gonna pay off, because once I feel like I can fill in all the gaps, I don't think anybody in the world is gonna be able to stop me. And my goal is gonna be the same, to go look at compete at these tournaments and compete the way I want to compete, and hopefully win the gold.
Cool. All right, thanks, man.